In this video series, we're going to introduce the Iowa State 3-3 defense. This is a defense that they've made popular over the last few years and have had success in that kind of pass happy Big 12 conference. So we're going to look specifically at some first down calls that they made against Baylor in 2019. It's kind of just an introductory video into the 3-3-3. Just a little bit of background about the 3-3-3. It is what we call an odd dime package that utilizes three safeties. It is not a 3-3 stack. They break some of the stack rules with the backers. So it really kind of is it in itself its own odd dime package. The Joker safety is kind of that third safety hybrid player that plays mainly in the middle of the field and has some ability to join the box and join the coverage too. It's been dubbed the air raid killer. Obviously, they play in the Big 12, big air raid conference, and they've had success in limiting points as much as possible in that conference based on the 3-3-3 defense. They are able to actually get into some of their 3-4 regular odd stuff without having to substitute due to that Joker safety kind of being that hybrid outside backer safety type kid. They do base out of three main fronts. The first one is the 505, so your basic 50 look. Second one is the 504I, so one of your defensive ends is going to be an outside shade of the tackle. One of them is going to be an inside shade of the tackle. And then finally the tight front, which is to both defensive ends are inside shades of their tackles. This defense utilizes a lot of stunts and a lot of blitzes to give movements and open up some 2-on-1 situations, open up a lot of different gaps. Plays really well a lot of times against the zone, as we'll see here in just a minute. It does give you or gives the offense that illusion of a light box. A lot of times you can look up and see, a 3-2 box or, almost the 3-1 look. And offenses are going to get into that kind of idea of this is a great box to hand the ball up, but you'll see that a lot of these safeties and outside backers can join the box relatively quickly and insert themselves into the fits, and it just gives that kind of illusion of a light box. As far as coverages behind, they really base out of kind of some Tampa 2 principles, a lot of cover 3, rolling strong and rolling weak, and then a few man principles. So next we're going to look at some first down play calls against Baylor. First play we're going to look at is a 5-man pressure out of their 3-3-3. You're going to see some line movements here, slants, some dogs from the strong side, and they're going to roll 3 to the strength. This early on in the game, balls into the right hash, minus 40. Have a trip set from Baylor. The pressure is just enough to push that ball high on that swirl route. Here's what it looks like from butt shot. They reduce that 5 to a 3, run that slant weak, and they isolate that strong offensive tackle, and they kind of a good 2-on-1 situation there. So see that Baylor comes out kind of expecting Iowa in their Tampa 2 stuff, pulling out their cover 2 beaters with running kind of smash concepts on both sides. But as you can see, I think the reason why they reduced this down is getting that slant takes this guy's eyes away. If he kind of stays outside and kind of feels the pressure, I think they can full slide it, pick up everybody. But I think that reduction down, then that slant weak, kind of takes his eyes away from both blitzers and puts that offensive tackle kind of in conflict of, he's going to be wrong either way. Either he's going to take the, inside backer, outside backers free, or vice versa. Here's what it looks like. Drawing up, again, they roll 3 to the trip side. Can do something very similar with a 3-4 look. It just kind of changes up who goes to what zone. I like this backer dropping here instead of him dropping straight back because I feel like if you bring that backer, I feel like it allows that vision of that guard to be able to see him. But coming from behind with that slant, I think gives you a better chance of getting this 2-on-1 here. Second play we're going to look at is out of their 3-4 package, 6-man pressure. Again, you're going to see some movement up front, some double X from the mics. They're going to roll 3, but they're actually going to roll 3 weak here because they're bringing that weak side pressure. So kind of a tray, pistol look, motion to tray strong, get an inside zone weak. It's a great play call against inside zone. You're going to see they do this twice on Baylor. It must be a tendency that they picked up. Here it is from the butt shot. That X from the mic and the backer really makes it tough for that center who's trying to get to that second level. to pick them up and gives that kind of open window for that backer to fall into. So you see Baylor's true zoning, great job slanting into the zone. A lot of coaches are starting to do that now. Kind of changes up um, some anchor points. A lot of times, if you're going to either slant away or try to base it up, sometimes our kids kind of get washed out and aren't able to set those posts. But slanting into it can kind of um, change up how that offense reacts to it. But again, here he's going second level. That X kind of clouds his vision. Here comes backside looping in. Just a great call against inside zone weak here. Here's what it looks like. Um, Drawing up, beginning to see that pressure from the backside. What I like about this play is even though they're bringing six, they're not running man principles behind. And I think that the reason why is it keeps 22 eyes on the football, being that it may have that illusion of a light box. You can get guys to get to the box quickly if our eyes are on the football. If our eyes are on the man, we may not see some of our reads that we normally would be doing out of a zone look. Again, they roll weak. Just love the idea of changing up the vacated gap, which can make it very difficult on the quarterback. You don't have to always jump into man when you're bringing six. It gives you really a chance to play some games with which zone you vacate. And that puts a lot of pressure on the QB post snap. It looked pretty much the same in a 3-4 look. There it is for a second time, and they catch and that Trey Strong look. And I guess they're just out of that. They felt like weak side zone is what they were going to get. Here it is again, slanting into the zone. It opens up that nice little cross X by that backside backer and shows up in the window really nicely. Here's a look from the defensive perspective. And tries to get to the second level, gets held up here. Backside wraps into that nice open window. The only difference I saw in this play is that this end jumped out pretty hard, tried to set the edge, which they might want to do against. They felt like maybe the zone keep was coming, or they felt like some type of quick game he could jump into that window and give something a little bit different for the quarterback to look there. So just something that I noticed that was different, that they made the adjustment the second time they called it. This third and final play is a five-man pressure out of their standard 3-3-3 look. Again, going to get line movement, going to get some a little bit of blitz. They're going to roll cover three to it. What I like about this play is this is a little later on in the game. Here's Trey Pistol again. I think obviously Iowa State may expect the motion down the zone weak that they've shown a few times, but Baylor comes back and thinks, okay, they're going to slant into our zone. Let's kind of down and pull on kind of a pin and pull concept here. But what I like is that light box, that look of the light box can be deceiving because they get guys added so quickly that they get to an 8-man box enough to help with some of the new gaps that they're added by pulling. Good job of keeping a minimal run there. From the butt shot again, you can see looks like a light box, but those inserts come pretty fast. And that's what it looks like. Here drawn up. Again, they're kind of bringing five. You do get kind of a slide read from this guy. These guys are joining quickly, and they've got three behind there too. Here's what it would look like from a 3-4 package. This would be a little bit different in kind of how you would set it up and who would blitz. So, kind of summing everything up, what we've kind of seen so far from these, minimal 3-play calls, but what we noticed is a lot of stunt movement, a lot of pressure from different angles, different levels. Coverages can be difficult to read. They've got a bunch of different options with those three safeties. And I do like that they don't always play man when they bring six or more. They're willing to change that vacated zone, which makes it really tough on quarterback, especially if you're coaching. Like a lot of us were coaching in high school, making a 16, 17-year-old kid read vacated zones is super difficult. So just something that you may want to add is kind of a tweak into your package a little bit. Look at maybe running 3-4 and finding that kind of hybrid guy that can kind of drop back into that third safety and just maybe give you something a little bit to change it up on some offenses this next coming year. I hope everybody stays safe, and we'll see you on the field soon.